Do 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 do. Hello, hello, hello. Man, I am tired. Yeah, I'm doing like lots of like stuffed house stuff. My dad was sick, so I have to like take care of the house a little bit on a little bit this and that yet stuff. And my right hand is in quite lots of pain. My guess, overuse of the hand. Now I close to having arthritis at this point. So I need to do more like physical therapy stuff. It's basically my body is just slowly degrading into a mess. Now I'm having this like donut thingy. Oh, too bad it's green colors. But I have this like donut thingy. I have to like squeeze it. It makes my hand feel so relieved. To be honest, this is like the arthritis kind of like like or like nerve damage. Like your hand needs some exercise. Like this is a good thing to have because my left hand was like having nerve damage, so I have to like do this time to time to kind of regain some of the control and strength. But just the act of like squeezing this, because this thing is actually really, really like thick and tough. So it's like doing a massage on my hand. I was like, holy shit, this feeling so good. Because I can't move my thumb that well this past few days. This is like a alternate way of like trying to like do a lot of like different kind of massage to the joint of this particular like thumb I have, like the muscle in here. You guys should actually buy something like this. It really does help, especially when you kind of like press this thing onto the center of the palm. If there's no one like can help you like do massage on your hand, you can use this thing to kind of like help you like massage your hand yourself. It it is a little bit tiring though, but ooh, I'm wow, my hand hasn't felt so relief for ages. Well, either way, I need to take a little bit break for that particular hand though. Either way, hello to everyone. My name is Kira Valkyrie, and I'm your host and your Hawaii video voice here to entertain you. I may or may not have no idea what I'm doing, and I might have slurred a little bit of word. Whew. Hey!
TikTok tarot card reader has to pay 10 million over false
Let's watch
predictions on the
something,
Idaho murders.
shall we?
Has that finally
Okay,
finished?
today I haven't like trimmed my hair
What
yet,
was her name?
so
Ash.
it's kind of like my hair's like super smooth right now. Up. Oh, motherfuckers! Like the double the double noise again. Gosh, I don't know why Kick keep automatically turn back unmute itself. I feel like the Kick admin is just trying to fuck with me.
Ashley Gilliard. Oh wow. Yeah, ordered to pay 10 million over the false predictions. She was such an asshole. Not surprised at all. I am not surprised she lost this even slightly. Still is. Does she still post? No way she still posts, right? There's no way she still posts. Let me see. Yeah, I don't even see her TikTok up anymore. What was the name of it again? It was like sunbeams and good scenes or some shit like that. It might be in the article. No, they're just gonna refer to her as her actual name because she just lost the case as herself, not her brand. God, I forgot how crazy this was. Anyone who doesn't remember, this fucking lunatic was a TikTok psychic who was trying to psychically solve the murders of the Idaho University students from a few years back. And she incorrectly identified someone named Rebecca Schofield as the murderer and came up with this wild, elaborate, like, fanfic about how it happened and everything like that. And even after it was proven
Yo,
incorrect, even after they
Matt! Wow, it's been a really long while. And gosh dang it, it came back again. Now, at this point, I'm just going to turn off pause this thing because like it just how does it even
got the
work?
actual
Yeah. Hello there. I guess because my clothes is green, like the green screen have some like. Yeah, I think it's because my clothes is green. Like the green screen is like struggling a lot. I might have to switch clothes. Hold on a little bit. Ah. Now the filter should be. Nope. It's not. It's not doing well. I glitch out the filters. Hold on a little bit. Studio Mode. Let's go to VA Cam filters. Chroma key. Ooh. Too much. Yeah, and how are ya? There's so many things I still have to like figuring out. But generally, I move most of my stuff like to YouTube at this point. Like my Twitch is just a lower quality version of the stream because I can lock it in like 720, while YouTube won't have like a 1080 one. It is a little bit better. And my hair, I got used to trimming my hair. Like looking at this again, I'm just not really used to. I guess I'm just going to like. Yeah, one of the reasons I'm trimming my hair is because I don't want my hair to get into my eyes. It's just really, really annoying. Yeah, I actually have a very tall forehead. This is. Ooh, tattoo studio. Yeah, that's a lot. You have to deal with like the dealerships. Sometimes when you sell like to some other people and then they will negotiate and stuff. Sometimes you just drop off your stuff in somewhere. Like lots of shit to do. And once you settle in, you still have to think about what I can like do modification on the house that can convenient a little bit, this and that other stuff, and then you have to check on like the lots of like necessity stuff, like what did you sold, and then what they have to buy it back. Yeah, if you can move like all your stuff from point A to point B is easy, but when you kind of like move like really far away, then you have to like sort of like sell everything and then rebuy everything in some other place, and then you have to buy like the most affordable, not like affordable one, at least like not like buy everything at lost. Like money difference is going to be big, but it will like eventually happens, like all those kind of things. Just buy the necessary stuff first, and then later on like keep buying more and more shit. The most important things, a bed without even like bed frame, like that there's no bed frame there, it's just a bed on the ground, and then like a table and then office chair and done. And then put your PC there. The essential is there, you don't need anything anymore. Yeah, I mean like just buy those few things is already like, yeah, it's a house now. It's a house now. Not even curtain. Yeah, like I say, if it's far away, then yeah, you do have to sell everything, rebuy everything from some other place. Else it's going to be very hectic. And also, like they cannot guarantee you on the way of the transportations, like the stuff that you just bring along is going to be safe too. So if it got damaged, then now you have to pay them. Also, have a damaged item too, which is like a big hassle. So I personally would also rather like sell everything and then buy everything, rebuy like at least like the stuff that I wanted. Mm, Man, my glasses are like super dirty. I haven't cleaned it up properly. Yeah, I've been like using like lots of different scene lately. I'm looking at currently. I'm just doing like a short break before I start the drawing stuff by watching Moist Critica talking about this idiot.
Actual killer and every fic about how it happened and everything like that. And even after it was proven incorrect, even after they got the actual killer and everything, even after all of that, she still refused to admit she was wrong. So instead, just kept going and going and going, even after a cease and desist, even after police confirmed that it was incorrect, she just kept going. Just randomly accusing this woman. And then it eventually went to court, and it looks like she lost in a big way, ordering her to pay $6.5 million for the false allegations about the murder and $3.5 million for false statements about an inappropriate relationship with a student. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was part of her web that she was weaving. God, she's such a fucking psycho. That's what it is. Ashley is in the Book of Life. That was the name of it. Let's see if she still posts. She has not stopped posting. She's still doubling down. On what account? Because that one's not up anymore. What's her new account? It's Lord Ashley G. Yeah, wait, what? No. Are these re-uploads or something?
I'm so exhausted. I've been ongoing busy and traveling since like February 20th or something like that. So leaving Bangkok is a whole thing. So it's like 24 hours of travel. Leave Bangkok, go to Hong Kong. Leave Hong Kong, go to LA, LA to Houston. Then in Houston, I had to prepare for trial, meaning get things to wear and also do paperwork. So I didn't get much sleep there. So leave Houston, go to Idaho, go to trial. When I tell you I was so busy, I'll say by myself, no help. During that, I was barely sleeping and I was barely eating that whole week. Trial was 4 days. I was there about 5 nights. No sleeping, no eating. It was horrible. Just to get to that ridiculous $10 million verdict. Anyway, I leave Idaho, go back to Houston, try to get some things done in Houston, and also go to the rodeo and check that off my list. Leave Houston, go to Austin. I don't even want to talk about what happened in Austin. Leave Austin, then fly out to LA, LA to Hong Kong.
How much money does she have? Can she actually afford to just pay this $10 million from her fucking ridiculous psychic fan fiction? What the fuck? She's flying like every hour.
That is what we call on the run, okay?
What is she? Wait, what does she do? What? Is this a lie? It has to be a lie, right? Oh yeah, I see. $10 million verdict against me, part 31, email gate.
$1 million verdict against me, part 30. You know what I noticed in court? Everybody or her witnesses kept testifying to an email that she received. This alleged email was someone being nasty or threatening to her. No one saw the email. These people are testifying under oath about an email she received, but no one actually saw the email. They had the audacity of trying to equate or connect this email to me, which had nothing to do with me, and are testifying to her fear after receiving this email in an attempt to get me to pay for damages related to this fear. First, this email never surfaced, so we don't know nothing about this email. I never seen this email. Nobody is saying who did it. They don't know. So one, why would all these people?
It looks like she's literally at the airport while filming this. She actually just never stops flying. Is she super rich? What the fuck?
Well, that's the thing. Like, rich people pay sidekick a lot, okay?
Has this woman acknowledged she was wrong? No. She believes, from everything I can see here, she still believes she had it right. She's just insane. She is just insane.
$10 million verdict, still buying tarot cards. $10 million verdict, still buying tarot cards.
Yeah, maybe this $10 million won't even hurt her. She won't even feel it. I don't know where she got her money from. It certainly wasn't her psychic predictions or psychic intuition or anything. But it does seem like she is extremely wealthy. She might get donations. No, I don't think so. From everything I can see, no. That website she used to have, the Ashley's in the Book of Life, doesn't appear to be up anymore, so I don't think so. And even still, I doubt she was getting millions of dollars in donations. She must just come from a really wealthy family or something. She founded a digital.
Hate to say this, but with a face like this, I'm not saying she's like ugly or anything. I mean, like the girls in OnlyFans, there are way more girls that like above her grade. She's going to struggle in there, like me struggling in YouTube.
Publishing company. Did she? Oh, maybe that did well for her or something. You see the news about students who went to a teacher's house to prank him but accidentally killed him. What was the prank? Hit him with a hammer or something? Georgia teacher is killed after teenager's prank goes wrong. The teacher's family supports getting the charges dropped for all involved after planned toilet paper prank became a fatal car accident. Holy shit, what? Late on Friday night, a group of teenagers in Gainesville, Georgia, drove to one of their teachers' homes armed with rolls of toilet paper to toss over the trees as part of a good-natured prank. Their teacher knew it was coming and couldn't wait to surprise his students, but the ground outside was slick from rain and the teacher, Jason Hughes, slipped and fell into the street as he headed towards the group, who by then had jumped into their vehicles and started to drive away. Among the group was Jaden Ryan, 18, Gainesville, who was accused of running over Mr. Hughes with his pickup truck as he and 4 of his friends tried to drive away. He's facing charges of homicide by vehicle in the first degree.
Yeah, that particular one is really sad. Like everyone was into it. It's just the you know. It's just like really, really unlucky. Alright, I guess we have like enough break and stuff. Let's get back to work. Not sure which scene I need to be in. I can be in a lot of scenes. I can be in this or in this. Oh wait, this is a gaming channel. This one is more built for like YouTube sort of like dual scene thingy because like they only like crop the centers for some weird reasons. Yeah, speaking about transitions, I'm going to like make a new one in the futures too. I'm going to offer it as like some sort of like I want to get into the transition business. Okay, hand draw animation transitions. I currently, I guess like you haven't been watching me for quite a while. Right now, at this moment, I'm the animation guy right now. Currently, I'm still working on these animations. And then I'm making a live 2D model for a friend. I think I got another order too, so yeah. And I still got another animations I have to like make. I'm still figuring out like the composition and stuff. It's just a random stuff that going on at the moment. Mm. Ah, yes. I'm trying to like find the glove on my table. Found it. Found it. Okay, as always, today I'm not going to watch too much YouTube. I don't think there's lots of things to watch today. Because I spend most of my morning like watch like most of the YouTube while I'm like doing work. So I guess I'm just going to listen to some music. Oh, Kappa. Good. Oh, forgot to play music for you guys. Yes, I listen to the music A, you guys listen to music B. I listen to the good one, you guys listen to the normal one. At least I can say the copyright friendly one. I put it in playlist, so like it just like randomly plays some other people's song, as many songs as possible. This depends on what the YouTube algorithm is going to give me. Dun, dun, dun. Oh no, PTSD! Yeah, sorry, I'm being like really silent in the stream today. It's just I want to focus and finish this thing. Yeah, because like this artwork has been I've been working for quite a while. Even though the client say like just take however much time I need to work on it. But yeah, even they say it like that, I shouldn't do that, you know. Just are professional reasons and Why, thank you. Alright, let me go off to the toilet a little bit. Alright then, Matt. Good night. Wrong layers. Ooh, ooh. Wait, I should actually like show the video and stuff. This thing is like 7 months ago. It's not like the latest news. It's still news. Just let people know how fucked up the world is. Hold on.
Then, this evil TikToker allegedly took the life of a United States veteran and then posted a dancing
This scene is a little bit better.
TikTok video mocking the situation. This evil TikToker allegedly took the life of a United States veteran and then posted a dancing TikTok video mocking the situation. This is just an unbelievably sad story. This is Justin Guzman. Recently, he just turned himself into authorities for one of the worst things I've covered here on this channel. Or at least it definitely goes neck and neck with one of the ones I covered just a few videos ago. And obviously, we've covered a lot of outright disgusting topics this year, so that's definitely saying something. But Guzman here allegedly took the life of a Marine veteran in front of his fiance and infant son, and then went home, opened his TikTok app, and then posted a video of himself Fortnite dancing while a news report about the crime he just allegedly committed plays behind him. And I mean, this just really sets the bar for how low and obliterated some people are in our new generation. So here's what happened. On June 3rd, Guzman and his friend Marco were at a Galleria mall in Houston, where they allegedly insulted a woman in an elevator. And you could probably see where this is going. She happened to be the fiance of a 30-year-old Marine veteran named Anthony Sanders, and a mother of their 10-month-old baby. So obviously, he didn't like that. So later on, in the parking lot after the incident, Sanders confronted Justin and Marco for insulting his fiance. An argument then broke out, but the Marine veteran humbly walked away and went back to his car to leave with his family. At this point, according to reports, Guzman and Marco, in their own car, brake checked him and positioned their car in front of Sanders to block him from leaving. When Sanders got out to confront them, he was shot 10 times right there in front of his child and partner. So just in case you didn't hear me right, Sanders left the altercation with two scumbags, got in his car with his wife and kid, got blocked from being able to leave the car park, and then had his life taken away in front of his wife and his 10-month-old child. It's honestly astonishing how much of a lowlife you have to be to escalate this situation into that. These dudes could not handle a verbal confrontation with a 30-year-old veteran trying to defend his wife, so they waited until he was with the family and trying to exit the scene to then take his life. There is no words for these guys. And even worse, the victim's mother, Ronielle Sanders, was on the phone with him while the incident took place.
Because we just want justice for our son. Anthony passed away protecting his son and his fiance. That's what he does.
The family of both Anthony's parents are Army veterans. He was a Marine, and he was gunned down in a parking garage over a petty argument. This is just sickening. This guy was just trying to protect his family, and he gets his life ripped away from him over basically nothing. But this is where the story continues and becomes even more infuriating, and the main reason I decided to cover this. Because after the alleged crime, Guzman, I guess, just went back to his normal life. So I guess as soon as this crime made the headlines, he opened his TikTok app, and then he essentially Fortnite danced and overlaid the headline of his crime behind him to some, generic music. So alongside of just being absolutely vile in so many ways, this is straight up Hall of Fame stupidity. This is hands down one of the dumbest things you can possibly do. I guess that comes after the thing he actually did. That's the dumbest thing you can do. This is a strong runner-up for things that are stupid after you've done something incredibly stupid. So this guy allegedly took someone's life and then decided it was a great time to get some attention on TikTok for it. Because apparently that's where the generation is today. We're probably aware that the culture of, drill rappers exposing their crimes in songs, that's sadly been happening for a while. But with the context we have now, this is a TikTok dance. And obviously we're aware of various people snitching on themselves in raps or so on and so on, but now they're doing it in TikTok dances. Oh boy, the future is getting more dystopian as we speak. As of recording this video, that video has since been removed, but if that's not the most damning piece of evidence to introduce into a criminal case, I don't know what is. With social media being the key evidence in this case, I can guarantee that Justin's entire internet presence is going to be brought up.
I know most of my viewer is kids, but I'm gonna say this, recently, in many countries, there's a lot of social media lockdown. So essentially, it's like you have to like do some verification to actually get into social media, which I think is a good thing. You know, if you are not like at a certain age, yeah, if you're a kid, you cannot touch social medias, and obviously TikTok is one of them too. It's like just don't let kids touch these things because they are infinitely stupid, and the stupid escalate with another stupid becomes super stupid. And they grew up stupid, then they would do stupid stuff. Like extremely stupid stuff. Kids shouldn't be in the internet. Like internet is a little bit too open for kids. Like back in the days, like it's really difficult to actually use the internet, so I am very tech savvy to manage to get and use the internet when I was young. But at least because I'm tech savvy, so I kind of like know my way. But there's so many things as just kids that don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they just got into the internet. That is just a sad part of it, you know? It's like, we got into shit knowingly it's dangerous. Compared to that, with people keep getting into dangerous shit because it's accessible. And then that is issues. Kids got it like way too easy to get into the internet nowadays, which makes them really irresponsible on those things. It's not like our education system teach kids how to use the internet properly in the first place. So right now we are really seeing the effect of the lack of educations on the usage of internet. It's either you have to live matured enough to use the internet, or literally need like some sort of like mandatory like teachings specifically aimed toward for kids to use the internet.
up in trial. And from doing research on this, we actually found out that he had over 100,000 followers on this now removed TikTok account. I mean, just imagine being in court and they roll out one of these bad boys, the refrigerator television on the stand with the wheels, because for some reason they still do that to this day. And then they just play this TikTok video of him doing that in front of the jury. And this happened in Texas. So, Texas is clearly a F around and find out state, because you're definitely going to find out there. According to the reports given by the police, Sanders' fiance said that he was there in the mall to pick her up from work. Then, when she got into the elevator to leave, Justin and Marco were inside it. Apparently, they asked her a question, which she then ignored. And, if you're a woman alone in the elevator with two men, that's a completely rational response. And while Justin and Marco, being remarkably insecure, I guess, didn't like that one bit. And allegedly, they called her a stupid, ugly bee, which, perfectly backs up my previous statement. The fiance then told Sanders what happened, and he drove around the parking lot until he found Justin and Marco. Obviously, this is where he decides to confront them, has a brief discussion, and then everyone gets back into their...
These are the kind of people that watch Jack Doherty or Johnny Somali that just like film TikTok harassing people for fun. But this kind of persons is like Johnny Somali or like Jack Doherty, like they harass people, but at least they hide it behind a bodyguard or something, or like they know what to run or what to do things. But in some sense, sadly, I'm going to say this sound like kind of praising them. No, I'm not praising them. They have danger assessment. Aside from danger assessment, they don't have a fucking short-tempered. Technically, they kind of have it, but at least they are not short-tempered of whipping out a gun, kind of like short-tempered. Like, you have to take a punch, If you want to harass people, like, you expect people don't punch you back. And when you punch your back, you kind of expect it is going to get hurt. A lot of people in TikTok, like, they do, like, in a way that, say, like, harassing people and fail really badly, those kind of content, is because they trying to be annoying shit, and when they actually get repercussions of being annoying shit, they can't handle the consequences. Imagine, like, I just go around insulting people, and then there's, like, that one guy, like, really reply, like, slap back with a very, very, like, hurtful insult on me, and then I start crying on the street. Means, like, that guy can't take it, but he still decided to go around and do that shit. There is so many cases like those, because the people they watch is either Johnny Smalley, like Jack Doherty, or like that if anyone remember of, like, that troll Congress, the internet troll decided to go into Congress, that EU thingy. Yeah, that guy is one of them too. Like, there's so many content creators are doing those kind of things in TikTok. Okay. Twitch, they got banned a long time ago, so yeah. Technically, there's still lots of those kind of content on Twitch. It's just, at least they don't risk of getting banned. They just being annoying shit enough. This is why, again, no matter what I say, yes, YouTube does nuke a lot of people innocently, but at least they are trying their best to nuke as much as possible. So, like, if you stand as bystander, if you got nuked, I'm sorry. But in some sense, it is the betterment of a lot of things. I do feel bad for people who, like, got nuked and then, like, they try to contact support. It was never there. There's never have the people in there at all. Imagine, like, Google have so much money to fire all the people, and just use the AI to do it, and then you try to call the support. It's just like a big ass building but empty. There's nobody there. There's not even an office table in there. Just like a phone in there. Sorry, the number you have called have not answered yet. Please go away for the bot. Ding 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 ding. That again, like, those are the really, like, fucked up reasons for a lot of things. Like I say again, like, children should not touch internet at this point. Like, it's way too dangerous.
Their cars. And while Sanders wants to leave, well, we know that Justin and Marco didn't want to allow that. Initially, Guzman and Sinan were detained, but later released as the investigation progressed and warrants were issued. Both men turned themselves in, with Justin even showing up to turn himself in an Uber, which is kind of understandable, because why would everyone want to volunteer to take that dude to jail? Justin was being held on a $750,000 bond, but that's since changed. Originally, the state only requested a $150,000 bail for Justin, with Justin's attorneys wanting a $75,000 bail. Justin's lawyers then claimed the bail of $750,000 set by the judge was set too high, and that Justin couldn't possibly afford it. So according to the defense, the judge was holding Justin hostage.
The stage was set for Guzman's hearing based on the filing of the application of the writ of habeas corpus, stating that the judge had violated not only the Texas Code of Civil Procedure, the Texas Constitution, and the Constitution of the United States by what his legal team believes was a high and arbitrary bail amount. And guess what? The court actually agreed with them and lowered Guzman's bail down from $750,000 to $450,000, meaning that he would have to pay a bail bondsman $45,000 in fees opposed to $75,000 in fees. However, if Guzman is able to raise that $45,000 in fees, he would actually be subjected to a GPS monitor for the duration of the case, which potentially can be years.
So he got a lower bond, but still way higher than what he wanted. Marco, however, reportedly had a criminal history, so he's now being held at a $1 million bond. And I don't think that's going to get any lower anytime soon. With legal proceedings in mind, Justin and Marco are claiming self-defense here, though.
New tonight, the attorney for the second suspect charged in connection with the murder of a Marine veteran at the Galleria is insisting that his client acted in self-defense. Justin Guzman's attorney telling us that his client and his friends were trying to leave. They claim Sanders was the aggressor.
The complainant was riding their rear bumper, not driving away, continuing the situation and continuing to provoke the situation that they're dealing with. It's a clear-cut case of self-defense. What happened shouldn't have happened. There's no doubt about that. Somebody lost their life. But Justin Guzman did not provoke this encounter.
Yeah, well, their lawyer seems confident. I can't wait to hear him explain a TikTok of his client dancing in front of the headline of his crime. So the defense is saying that Sanders presented a knife, but Houston police have stated they found no evidence that Sanders was armed, which frankly makes the self-defense claim look pretty weak. Not only that, but this doesn't make a lot of sense to me because their car was in front. So if they felt threatened by Sanders, why would they not just leave? Like, that just doesn't make sense. And even if he stepped out of the car with a knife, they could just leave. They were ahead. Then obviously on top of that, why did they shoot him 10 times? To me, it makes a lot more sense that Sanders was the one trapped like his family claims. And if this is a public parking lot, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a whole lot of CCTV footage that paints the entire story for us. But I guess we'll just see how all that pans out. So here's the charge breakdown. Justin and Marco, they're both facing murder charges. Under Texas law, murder is classified as a first-degree felony. This means that the prosecutors believe the act was committed intentionally or knowingly. And this is with the aim of causing Sanders' death. If convicted, they'll both face a sentence of ranging from 5 years to life in prison, along with a possibility fine of up to $10,000. In Texas, a first-degree murder conviction can also result in a life sentence with a possibility of parole. But being eligible for parole doesn't start until 30 years into the sentence. The prosecutors could later choose to elevate the charge to capital murder, which is possible in cases revolving multiple suspects. Then the stakes are higher. A capital murder conviction in Texas carries only 2 possibility outcomes: life in prison without the possibility of parole, or the death penalty. As of right now, they're not facing additional charges publicly, but if the investigation uncovers other felonies, those could significantly add to their potential prison time. But as it stands right now, Guzman and Sinan are each looking at a very real possibility of spending the rest of their lives in prison. Because as of right now, this does not look like some tragic incident. This was a confrontation that escalated to a man's life being taken away in front of his family. And the alleged shooter thought it was appropriate to go home and make a TikTok video dancing and mocking it. Again, I have no words about this. This is just disgusting. But I guess the dude just completely played himself because now he'll be locked behind bars for basically the rest of his life. As this case progresses, I'll probably make some updates, but rest in peace to Anthony Sanders, and may his family get the justice they deserve. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be way more lighthearted because this one's just depressing. Peace.
Ah, shit. Holy shit.
This 17-year-old went viral on TikTok following the loss of her parents. She gained a lot of sympathy for her posts, and months later, in a twisted turn of events, it seems like she was actually behind the unthinkable.
He doesn't know it, but a year from now, our family will be torn apart.
This post on social media may seem innocent and even draw some sympathy, but police say the dark reality is the video was created days after Georgia teen Sarah Grace Patrick is accused of shooting her mother and stepfather as they slept.
We've discussed some pretty horrific things when it comes to TikTok, and I feel like it's safe to say this might take the cake. So today we're talking about Sarah Grace Patrick, a 17-year-old girl who's been charged with allegedly taking the life of her mother and her stepfather after spending months posting videos of her mourning online, and then even going as far as contacting true crime influencers to investigate the deaths.
On the morning of February 20th, 2025, deputies with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office responded to a tragic scene. They discovered the bodies of James Brock, 45, and Kristen Brock, 41, both deceased from apparent gunshot wounds. Today, we can confirm that an arrest has been made in the case. Kristen Brock's 17-year-old daughter, Sarah Grace Patrick, has been taken into custody and charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault.
If she's actually found guilty here, this might be the most outrageous attention-seeking behavior that I've ever covered here on this channel. But the story starts the night of February 20th, 2025, in a quiet Carroll country home. 41-year-old Kristen Brock and 45-year-old James Brock had their lives tragically taken while they were sleeping. And to make things worse, it was their 5-year-old daughter who found them the next morning. Then the person who called 911 was none other than 16-year-old at the time, Sarah Grace Patrick. And right after this happened, she started uploading TikToks, videos of her crying, writing captions like, "Please send prayers and healing," and "She should be here and so should he." Honestly, just the exact stuff that someone grieving would post on social media. Then on top of that, she also posted collages of her parents, wrote about feeling so homesick, and shared how it was hard to move on. And another caption reads, "They don't know it yet, but a year from now, me and my 5-year-old sister would find them gone in our home, and they won't get to watch me graduate high school, see me walk down the aisle, and couldn't even say goodbye." If she really did it, that video of her crying like that is actually psychotic. As of today, her account has been removed by TikTok, but pre-arrest, as you can see, she was really milking the attention from this story. But the part of the story that really sickens me is the fact that she gave this like tearful eulogy at her mother's funeral. Like, how do you go through with that after what you allegedly did? Like, this wasn't just some personal grieving. She was actively shaping a narrative online when no one even suspected her. But apparently, to further shape this narrative, she reached out to a true crime TikTok account called Allegedly Reportedly and asked them to cover the case.
Why would you ask me to cover a case where you are going to get arrested for taking your parents' lives? Y'all, this is Sarah Grace, and she messaged me back on June 3rd and just said, "Search up Brock case." So I said, "Brock Turner? Brock who?" She said, "Kristen and James Brock. They're my parents." And out of nowhere, a random Thursday night in February, someone came in my house with me and my 5-year-old sister, and my parents left them for me and my little sister to wake up to. And I said, not knowing she was going to wind up arrested for this, "I am so sorry. I cannot imagine. I will absolutely research and cover their case. Please take care of you always." Again, not knowing, and I covered it.
I mean, this is just seriously messed up. Like, I know that lady is in the shock of her life, because what even is this? Like, imagine being this true crime enthusiast covering the case just to find out the poor girl who messaged you about her parents passing away was the one who allegedly did it. But apparently this false narrative may have become too much for her, because on July 8th, Sarah Grace Patrick, after months of attention seeking and faking every emotion that left her body, turned herself in to authorities after being made aware of active warrants against her. She is now facing 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault. Because she's 16, she will actually be tried as an adult under Georgia law. That's an important detail to remember, because once a minor is charged with a serious felony like murder in Georgia, prosecutors can pursue the case in adult criminal court. And the penalties in adult court are, as you can imagine, significantly worse. But let us break this down a little bit. So malice degree murder in Georgia is essentially the same thing as a first degree murder in any other state. It means the prosecution believes the killings were intentional and premeditated. There doesn't need to be a clear motive, but they do need to show that the killings weren't accidental or committed in the heat of the moment. If Sarah is convicted on this charge alone, she faces life in prison. And because she's being charged as an adult, it could be without the possibility of parole as well. The police said they also have digital evidence. That could be emails, text communications, or so on if she's been messaging about her parents or a home situation before the murder. That easily can show intent. The second-degree murder charge could also be felony murder, which in Georgia means a person was responsible for someone else's death while committing another felony. In this case, possibly aggravated assault. Even if the jury somehow believes that she didn't plan the killings, the felony murder charge can still lead to a life sentence just based on her participation in a violent crime that resulted in a death. Aggravated assault is a felony charge involving an attack with the intent to take life, especially if a weapon is used. So since a firearm was involved and both victims were asleep, these assault charges aren't just minor add-ons. Each count carries a potential sentence of up to 20 years in prison, and judges in Georgia can stack these sentences, meaning those years would be added on to addition of a potential life sentence. So what does all this mean? Well, if convicted of even one of the murder charges, Sarah Grace Patrick could spend the rest of her life behind bars. No parole, no early release, no TikTok sympathy. And if the court hands down consecutive sentences for the aggravated assaults, that time would be added on top of the life sentence, effectively locking her away forever. I mean, it's hard to, add to the life, but I mean, hey, it is what it is, I guess. But investigators, they say the case is far from simple. The Carroll County Communications Director, Ashley Hudson, said, "We don't know what goes through the mind of a child who wants to harm their parents." She's 17, she's kind of been out on her own, she's lived with different family members and moved all over the place. Apparently, they're not ruling out the possibility that more people could be involved, but they're clear on one thing: they believe that she pulled the trigger.
The pursuit of justice does not end today, however. It is very possible, because this remains an open and ongoing investigation, that more arrests and charges could be made. But she has been arrested and charged now, and we feel confident that she is responsible for their murders. But like I said, it is an open, ongoing investigation. It's very possible others are involved as well.
So how does a teenage girl go from grieving daughter to prime suspect? That's what makes this whole story so insane. So her own grandfather, Dennis Nolan, said, "I've always liked Sarah. She was just the ideal child. She had just graduated from high school. She was very proud of that. She was working 2 jobs and she was doing very well." And when asked if he believed she did it, he responded, no. The best way they could tell me was the evidence says that she's the only one who could have possibly done it. That says to me there's no real evidence that says she did do it. But that doesn't explain everything. Sarah reportedly told family friend Kelly Brown that she didn't hear anything that night, except for one sound. She did hear James's LVAD machine, which is a heart machine that kept his heart pumping. She did hear that alarm going off throughout the night. In a TikTok comment, Sarah added that she heard it for about 10 to 20 minutes before going to bed, but brushed it off as background noise. And another noteworthy thing to mention is on the day she handed herself in, she was accompanied by her biological father. So you could just imagine the thoughts running through this guy's head, knowing that there's a possibility that his daughter ended the life of her own mother and of course her partner. So let's stop and think about this for a second. Like, if she really did it, if she really took the lives while they were sleeping and then left her 5-year-old sister at that house, allowed her to find the bodies of her own parents, and then called 911 pretending to discover them too, then went to TikTok for sympathy, played on the attention she received, and posted consistently for months after, this just raises one of the darkest questions. Was this nightmare nothing more than like a desperate cry for attention? Could she have committed this crime to launch some extremely disgusting, calculated campaign to get sympathy and internet fame? Like the messages, the eulogy, the posts, the influencer outreach. It just doesn't feel like grief. It feels like the building blocks of an extremely messed up online brand. And obviously, as this case heads to trial, we'll likely learn way more about what the police found. But for now, we're left with one of the most chilling possibilities of all. That a teenager may have ended the lives of her parents, just become this like main character in a morbid sob story. But this will definitely be a long investigation and trial, so we'll see how this ends up playing out. But in a less serious case, this guy is being sued for potentially millions of dollars by In-N-Out for a prank. And it is just an absolutely wild story I would recommend checking out here. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe, drop a like on this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Yep, there's nothing new to update, sadly. I'll be going to the toilet in a little bit. Be back soon.
Pokemon is back on top. Every website is giving this game 10 out of 10s. Half these websites are probably entirely automated by AI, so it's not as impressive as it was back when humans reviewed games, but they're saying this is as good as Resident Evil, so let's play this Pokopia. He already fell asleep from this game. Oh, that's the Pokepedia. Yep, I know that. Pokédex, right? That's what it's called. Do you remember what your trainer looked like? He looked exactly like Ralph from Wreck-It Ralph. And neither of these are right. Yeah, he looked like that, like pink. Oh, it's like a, yeah, chop down, knock down trees type game. Okay. Gadzooks. What in the world is a human doing here? I didn't think there were any left. There's something curious about you. If you look really closely, you can see that I'm actually purple. Those simple eyes, that dumb-looking mouth. Wait a minute. Is this a Pokemon game? I'm gonna jump off this cliff. Whoa there, Ditto. Shouldn't have did that. No, Squirtle needs water. 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 Isn't there anything we can do to help? We have to light his tail on fire. You use transform. Oh, I'm turning into Squirtle. I must say, I've seen better transformations. There you go. I'm saved. I owe you my life. Ditto, it seems like you might have some sort of mysterious power. Go water all the ground and plants with your mysterious power. All right, watering plants gameplay. I mean, this is actually more exciting than the real Pokemon so far. Does this count as a Pokemon? What really separates this from the latest, like the real Pokemon? There's way less talking in this. Would you water the dry, tall grass, please? Whoa, his arms turn leaf. Cool. Water the tree. Headbutt the tree. Yeah. What's that you got? It's for you. I can have this? Thank you. He loves me now. I just found it on the floor. He doesn't know. Okay, so this is Squirtle's house. And this is Bulbasaur's house. Ta-da! Oh, he's giving me a present. What do you think? What floor did you pick that off of? It's called a chair. Only in Pokemon graphics can you say that is a chair. You swallowed the chair. Chairs are not food. Now then, go ahead and sit on the chair. Boom. Oh my god, you can sit on the chairs in this game. This is a huge innovation over the last one. Who's that Pokemon? Mewtwo? What game is stapled to your head? Tekken.
It's easy to make a decision that backfires horribly, like investing all my savings in Jane's meme coin. Related, if you could all watch this video 7 or 8 times in a row, that would really help me out, thanks. But while my Jane coin woes are bad, they're not nearly as bad as the situations certain video game companies have found themselves in after making a truly calamitously terrible decision. Watch on for our personal top 7 Hall of Shame game company decisions that backfired horribly, and here comes Jane with another investment opportunity.
Okay, hear me out. It's an AI app that makes other AI apps.
Right.
You sell
okay.
and 10k.
Kind of like a pyramid scheme,
now.
Is it?
But now though.
Can't spell pyramid without
no,
AI.
Please?
Okay.
Forgive me for what I'm about to do.
Hideo Kojima's perfect game development conditions are as follows. 1. Give me infinite money. 2. Leave me alone forever. And 3. Maybe a game comes out? I don't know, I'm on a yacht with Mads Mikkelsen. Obviously, this is very good for Hideo Kojima. Less so for the video game publisher Konami, who were the ones actually footing the bill for all the hanging out with Guillermo del Toro. Those conditions led to a massive falling out that ended up with Kojima leaving Konami in October 2015 after a messy year-long breakup. Around the same time, Konami shipped Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, which was almost complete at the time of Kojima's departure. It ends on a cliffhanger ending that'll never be resolved, but, you know, it's fine.
Goodbye, Father. I don't need you anymore.
In any case, MGS5 sold well, becoming the best-selling entry in the franchise and shifting over 10 million copies. But Konami was keen to recoup even more of that Mads Mikkelsen money, and so they made the foolhardy decision to take the Metal Gear Solid 5 engine and develop a new Metal Gear game without Kojima's involvement, to be titled Metal Gear Survive.
Welcome to D-Tay, the world beyond the wormholes. It exists in a dimension separate from your own.
Metal Gear Survive turned out to be a weak imitation of a Metal Gear game that felt like a rip-off of itself. Even the premise reads like fan fiction. Set in an alternate universe, your player-created character has been sent through a wormhole, along with other soldiers and the remains of Mother Base, to a post-apocalyptic world where you have to set up defences and then face off against hordes of weird crystallised zombies. At least my fanfic has Mads Mikkelsen in it. It was, to put it mildly, a disaster. Everyone hated it, no one bought it, and all it did do was garner sympathy for Kojima, who was well on his way to making his next game, Death Stranding. It had been Konami's chance to prove that they were a publisher with more than one Kojima-shaped string to their bow, but instead, they attempted to milk his legacy for all it was worth, and with Metal Gear Survive, they paid the reputational price for it. That being said, it appears Konami aren't particularly discouraged, as they're still churning out remakes and Metal Gear Pachinko machines, which maybe they think is the same thing as releasing new Metal Gear games.
通常時はレア子役成立でミッション突入のチャンス。
Guess what, Konami? It isn't.
Hello, BlizzCon! BlizzCon, we love Diablo.
For extreme individuals who love to live dangerously, the top 3 risky activities go: climbing the Taipei 101 without ropes, being Tom Cruise in a Mission Impossible, and telling a convention centre full of PC gamers that you're making them a mobile game. The Diablo developers at Blizzard Entertainment chose the third option at their BlizzCon 2018 convention, where thousands of fans had gathered in the hopes of being in the room for the merest tease of the then unannounced Diablo 4, or anything of equivalent value for die-hard Diablo stans.
We love the way Diablo has brought millions of players around the world together to slay demons.
Diablo 4 was years away at the time, and there were no more Diablo 3 expansions in the pipeline, so what Blizzard decided to do instead was reveal something called Diablo Immortal, which was a game for mobile phones.
So we knew we want to use mobile devices as the platform for a new Diablo game.
Developed in partnership with mobile game specialist NetEase. Did it have microtransactions? Does Lilith drop Resplendent Spark? Yes, is the answer. A freemium mobile game was a completely different and inadequate proposition for the assembled crowd, and accordingly the reception was colder than a well-digger's derriere. Shout out to this guy in particular in the later Q&A.
Is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
Imagine if they'd said yes in November. What a gag. The poorly judged decision to make Diablo Immortal a BlizzCon centerpiece was preceded by a poorly judged blog post posted just prior to the event, which intended to manage expectations about the lack of Diablo 4 announcement, but being ambiguously worded left many attendees feeling like the Immortal reveal was a bait and switch. If we're talking about poorly judged decisions, though, nothing beats this from principal designer Wyatt Cheng after getting booed for saying Diablo Immortal wouldn't go to PC.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones,
got a phone.
right?
You can play on your tablet too.
They weren't angry, they were just disappointed. And very, very angry. All in all, this botched first outing for Diablo Immortal backfired in a big way, to the tune of tens of millions of dollars when, immediately after the announcement, Activision Blizzard's stock fell 7%. If they had literally walked on stage and said Diablo 4 is a thing that will eventually happen, I reckon they could have saved at least $8 million. When Diablo Immortal finally launched in 2022, fans weren't much better disposed towards it, and it became the lowest user-rated game on Metacritic, with reviewers decrying shady pay-to-win practices. Even so, a large number of Diablo newbies did get into the game, with 8.5 million downloads in its first 2 weeks, and Immortal became Blizzard's second most lucrative mobile game after Hearthstone. Still, we'll all remember the time in 2018 that the reveal trailer got disliked into oblivion on YouTube. To this day, it has over 6 million views and only 34,000 likes, on account of how since then YouTube has stopped showing dislikes. I mean, 34,000 likes? We could do that many. Wherever the button is.
Star Wars is your classic story of good triumphing over evil, where you can tell who will win eventually by how pure their heart is, or failing that, the color of their lightsaber. However, in EA and DICE's Star Wars Battlefront 2, released in 2017, there was a different way to tell who would win, and that was by seeing who had spent the most money on premium loot boxes. Now, if you're an unfeeling business robot from EA, this makes sense, and there are tons of ways you can justify this kind of pay-to-win mechanic to yourself.
People are busy and they don't have the time to play as much Battlefront 2 as they need to stay competitive.
It's not compulsory, and if you're good enough at the game, it won't matter that other people can pay to acquire rare, high-level star cards immediately, which provide a 30 to 40% increase in stats over the base abilities.
I like money and need a third home to store my jet skis in. I could go on. However, these decisions around monetization were bad, actually, and fans were outraged.
Alright then. Since I already finished like most of the thing in here. Okay. Still got quite a lot of stuff I have to like finish up. It might take some time. Have 2 more scenes to create. Technically 3 scenes, but the shark opening eye scene is the easiest one. I don't even have to think about it too much. Let's do one more things, okay? This particular artwork, I don't like it. Yeah, I'm trying to make my like daily schedule stuff. I guess I should at least make a sketch first. Before I go off. Using pen, where are you? I'm not really in the mood to drawing today. I have no idea. Maybe I can't. Maybe it's because my eye and my hand. Who knows? Either way, it's close to 5. I know I didn't stream too early. I streamed quite late. And now I'm ending this a little bit too early. I guess it's just my body doesn't feel like it. And also, it's like freaking hot out here. I have like all the lighting like shining on my gosh dang eyes, and my air conditioner seems to be not working. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay healthy, stay safe. Until next time, stay tuned on the next stream. Anyone who just dropped by, and I'm sorry. Bye-bye.